Chris Smith was a real surfer. He dedicated his life to this, and he loved it.
Chris was tall, dark, and handsome. Women were drawn to him. Very all-American surfer / business casual professional guy.
Chris grew up in Watsonville, California, which is outside of the beach town Santa Cruz. It was a place where he got really into things like wakeboarding and surfing. A good place for a guy who was athletic and liked to do stuff outdoors.
I don't know many brothers that were as close as we were. We just had a unique bond. Ever since I was really little, he felt like he was there to protect me, to provide for me.
Were he and Paul always as close as they were towards, in their later years?
Always.
Always. They're just the best of friends.
We had just a great childhood. My dad was a firefighter. My mom was a preschool teacher. We lived on a private ski lake, so we grew up water skiing and wakeboarding.
Chris wasn't a gifted student. He was dyslexic, but devilishly smart. Where he really excelled was in sports, and especially water sports.
Chris was almost like an adrenaline junkie. He had more of a drive than anybody else out on the lake.
Chris was known for his audacious tricks. He would try things that other people just thought were simply too dangerous. And it was doing one of those tricks that he blew out his Achilles tendon, and that was it for his pro wakeboarding career.
The water was his source of relief. Loved to surf, loved to be at the beach.
He was a lot of fun. I felt like he was always the life of the party. Like, people just gravitated towards him. He was always full of adventure.
If you think about Chris Smith, you got to remember he loved the ocean, loved action, loved beautiful cars. So he had that sort of quest for adrenaline. He liked that, thrived on that.
Outwardly, he was the jock, the surfer, the extreme sports guy. He looked the part. He just sort of fit that stereotype of the beach guy. But his friends say that he always had ambitions, he had plans.
He was very passionate about what he did, but he was very interested in being successful and making money. He wanted it all.
His dreams involved, having a good amount of cash. And so he was striving to be able to travel the world, to be very successful in business.
Chris Smith is doing great. He's living in Orange County. He's got an apartment in Laguna Beach. Orange County attracts very wealthy people. The rich people, famous people. Just south of Los Angeles, a lot of the movie stars, a lot of the famous athletes wound up moving to Orange County, particularly in the area that Chris lived in. Beautiful houses, beautiful boats, beautiful cars, all of that. He's driving a Range Rover, he's surfing whenever he wants. He's encountered great business success in the lead generation business.
Debt 10,000 offers services to get you out of debt fast.
Chris becomes involved in this extremely lucrative part of the advertising and marketing industry that sells sales leads from people calling into 800 numbers. And he teams up with a man named Ed Shin, another young, promising entrepreneur. And together, they form a company called the 800 Exchange.
800 Exchange got to be very successful. They reached a point where they were making millions of dollars.
After years of that free-spirited beach guy lifestyle of chasing waves and beautiful women, well, guess what happens? Chris meets perhaps the one, a wonderful woman named Erica, and she seemed to fill every void when it came to romance.
Tell me about his girlfriend, Erica.
She was sweet. Yeah, I was looking forward to having her as a sister-in-law.
Did it seem like it was serious?
Yeah, I could tell that he really liked her. And he had expressed to me that, he was thinking about getting even more serious in terms of proposing to her, so I knew he really liked her.
She had said then she just loved him so much, and he had told his father he loved her.
Did you think that, he may propose?
We did.
Yeah,
we thought he
we're
was.
hoping, 'cause
He
they
was
really loved each
talking
other a
about
lot.
it.
You know, if you looked at Chris from the outside, you would see this hunky guy living in beautiful Southern California who has this incredibly lucrative job, this beautiful ballet dancer with dazzling green eyes as a girlfriend, and you think he has it all. But there were signs of stress. The company that he had founded with Ed Shin, it starts to look like it could be in jeopardy.
Chris was always talking to his friends about, hey, we should go, we should quit all this. He had visions of these faraway places and that he could live a simpler life there.
If you knew Chris, you would know about how he believed in conspiracy theories and certain things. He was like anti-government and taxes, like we shouldn't pay taxes, that kind of thing.
He wanted to make it big so that he could cut out. He was quite dissatisfied in many ways with the modern world.
And it looks like 31-year-old Chris Smith finally makes the decision to do just that. Sever all ties and just get off the grid. Chris emails his family telling them that he and Ed met and they reached an agreement. Ed had bought him out of his share of the company they founded, 800 Exchange.
Everyone knew that Chris was a free spirit and that he wanted adventure. But it was a little bit surprising when suddenly, unannounced, they find out through emails that Chris is off the grid. He's leased a yacht. He's gone on a world traveling adventure. But nobody knew about it until they got these sudden emails.
Monday, June 7th, 2010. I'm going on a vacation. Probably 3-week trip to Galapagos Islands in Costa Rica. Love you too.
It made total sense to you that Chris would just up and leave it all.
Yeah. I remember him in the kitchen saying, I'm so over all of it. I'm just going to be done. I'm going to go be a bartender on the beach.
Amazing sailing for the past 2 weeks. There's no internet or phones, just us and the sea.
Every surfer has this dream of sailing off into the sunset with a bunch of money and a beautiful woman. In this case, the problem is it was not Erica.
Chris sends Paul an email, and attached to it is a picture of his traveling companion, and she is stunning. She's a former Playboy playmate, Tiffany Taylor.
This may seem like Chris's dream trip, but it's nothing but a nightmare for Erica. So through a message from Chris, she learned she's been tossed overboard.
You know, most people would be like, a Playboy playmate? Come on. But Chris was good looking enough, wealthy enough that actually made total sense.
Yep.
I remember I got one email from Erica, and she was really mad, and she said, what the, is going on? Is he bipolar? And I said, well, no, sometimes he just needed to get away.
There's only my friend and me and the crew. I miss you guys too. I see things so much more clearly now because I've unplugged myself with that crazy society and fast lane, something I should have done so much sooner.
Basically was saying, I'm headed to Peru, I'm gonna travel a bit. And I remember saying, wow, I love you. Take pics, have a great time.
I'll be home probably around early to mid-August. Want to get up to Buenos Aires if possible. The seas are choppy, sometimes smooth.
At first, Chris said that this trip would last a couple of weeks. Those weeks turn into months, and suddenly he's on this sort of round-the-world epic adventure.
Hey guys, I just finally docked in Ushuaia, a port in Argentina. We have about 20 to 25 more islands to explore. And
the question as these emails develop are, is he running to something or is he running away from something? Because as time went on, originally it looked like he just needed a break. And then the emails started to look like he might have been running from something.
Show me the truth. Show me the truth.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.